Hi guys, in this video we're going to see about another product review. It's the CVJ Stepless. So you can see the earphone image here. Alright, it's actually a bullet styled earphone which is very user friendly, especially if you want to listen music while laying down on the bed. Alright, so because most of the IEMs will tend to fall out when you just place your head in the pillow. Alright, so but if you wear these kinds of bullet styled earphones, they won't tend to fall down that easily when you lay down on your bed. So first of all, as a brand, CVJ. So CVJ is a sci-fi brand. Most people, they don't know about this brand. Actually, it's a very underrated brand. They have quite a few collection of IEMs in their catalog, but they're mostly budget-oriented earphones. Some people know about this brand, but I have already tried like 2 to 3 earphones from this brand. They are actually pretty good, but nothing excited me. Like in this price point, this is like a mind-blowing thing. No, CVJ doesn't haven't launched any kind of product that really surprised me a lot. But this is a CVJ Stepless. Actually, this is priced around $10 I think, approximately in Indian rupees around 700 to 800 rupees. Actually, pretty good. First of all, I'll talk about the build quality. Actually, it's made completely of aluminum shell, and the cable is it's actually not braided cable, but the cable quality is really good as usual that you get from a wired earphone. Like stock, you will be getting some earphones in your stock mobile phone, right? So that kind of a cable you are getting in this earphone. The stock ear tips are also pretty good. This is the box that this earphone comes with. There is a waifu picture here. So apart from that, you are getting the specifications on the back. Alright, so the box is pretty minimalistic, but thankfully CVJ also provides a velvety pouch to store your earphones, which is pretty good deal for $10. Yeah, so you're getting an earphone, set of ear tips, a velvety pouch for $10 with the aluminum build is pretty good for the price. So from the design aspect, it's pretty good. It's a usual bullet styled earphone, and also it fits perfectly, no problem at all, no ear pain, no fatigue in the longer listening sessions too. So it's perfectly fine in the department of design and fit. And the surprising thing in this cable is actually I forgot to mention that it has a mic. It's a very good thing. For $10 you are getting a neatly built earphone with an inbuilt mic, and also has a 3-button control for controlling your music. You can attend or end the call, you can change the tracks, you can increase or decrease the volume. So for $10 you cannot ask more than this. So yeah, functionality wise and practicality wise is for $10 the earphone does perform well. So it comes to the sound, this is the most important aspect. So how does this CVJ Stepless sound? As usual, as a budget earphone, what you would expect? You cannot expect an audiophile grade sound, but it is a very finely tuned consumer friendly sound signature, I would say. It's a V-shaped sound signature, of course. There's no change at all. But what they have done with this earphone is they have tuned it well, especially the bass region. Most of the budget oriented earphones, the sub bass and mid bass demarcation will be very, very poor. I have experienced in a lot of earphones in this price range. That's why I always prefer to buy earphones above $30 because mostly in those range earphones tend to have very good sound quality. But in the $10 US range, it's very, very difficult to find an earphone with clear demarcation between sub and mid bass section. This earphone does provide a nice demarcation between sub and mid bass section. The sub bass really digs deeper. I would not say it's a bass head certified, but it would really suffice you. I mean, it will really satisfy you. It will give you those subtle rumbles. The sub bass does really dig deeper. So those kick drums and bass guitars, has a nice note weight and everything. The mid bass is pretty good enough. It's warm enough, but it doesn't makes the track muddy or something like that. So there is a clear demarcation between sub and mid bass section. So due to this clear demarcation, the separation in the space region is pretty good. The track separation is good, the clarity is good, the snare drums, everything sounds pretty good. But the major con of this earphone is, I mean, not only the bass section, the bass, mid, and treble. In all these three frequencies range, the important negative aspect that I found is tonality and timbre. This is really worse, guys. I don't know why the CVJ, they have tuned this earphone well, but they missed out on the important aspect known as the tonality and timbre. So how does it sound? It sounds metallic and artificial. So those instrument sounds artificial. Vocals are perfectly fine. I didn't find a difference at all. But the instruments, even a bass guitar, those strings, those trumpet sounds, everything sounds artificial and metallic. It's not natural at all. So, but I always find that to be the number one priority in all earphones. If an earphone misses out on tonality and timbre, then it's definitely not my pick. But it has done all the aspects very good, but I don't know why they missed out on the tonality and timbre. Maybe CVJ should release an next iteration for the same product with some great tonality and timbre. So now we'll talk about the midsection. Midsection is actually good. The important aspect that I really liked in this earphone is staging and layering. The stage width is really, really wide. In this $10 price point, I haven't seen any earphone having this width in terms of sound staging. Actually, this earphone has pretty wide sound stage. Due to this, the layering is pretty good. Each weights of notes, I mean, each note has different weights, right? So every depth of notes are accurately laid out. So you can easily say this instrument is playing from this side, this instrument is playing from this side, this is playing ahead of this. So everything are clearly laid out, so there's no problem at all. So layering and staging is one of the star aspect of this earphone. Uh, the vocals sounds good. It's slightly in the forward position. It's not laid back. It's slightly in the forward position, but it really sounds good. The male vocals have enough weight. The female vocals, since it's a V-shaped tuning, there is a slight upper mid emphasis, but there's no any sibilance at all. They have tuned it to control the sibilance. No problem at all. The staging and layering is one of the impressive, but at the same time, the stage depth is not that great, but the width is really really good in this earphone. And then the treble section. The treble section, usually the V-shaped sound signature, they tend to sound sibilant, but this earphone is kind of an exception, the treble sounds not that sibilant. I mean, it's near to the borderline, but it's really controlled, no problem at all. I have listened it for several hours and I didn't find any sort of fatigueness after listening for several hours. So the symbol attacks and decay, everything are precise. For $10, there's no complaint at all. But again, the tonality and timbre is kind of off. The trumpet sounds artificial. The cymbal crashes appears to be artificial. So the tone and timbre is completely out of subject in this IM. I don't know why CVJ messed up in that thing. So detail retrieval for $10, we cannot expect that much of a big detail retrieval. So all right, it's good. It doesn't. It's not bad at all. It does the job well. So overall, if I want to rank this earphone, it's really a great backup pair if you want to say. I cannot pick this as my primary earphone because the tonality and timbre is my primary thing that every earphone should need to master, but this one fails. So it's this is not gonna be my primary pick. But of course, this will be my secondary pick. This can be in your backpack if your primary IM fails. This can be your accessory earphone because it has a mic, it has a inline button control, so everything it has a decent build, so it won't break, it will last longer. And the sound, it's a consumer friendly sound, so if you want to have some fun, you can have this earphone. There's no problem at all. The CVJ Stepless is one step ahead. Really, it's a one step ahead, but they took two steps backward by messing up with the tonality and timbre. I hope the CVJ does release some other product with the same tuning with some better tonality and timbre. Other than that, this earphone is really good for the price. For $10, you're getting a nice bass presence, excellent stage with excellent layering for the price. The cons is of course the tone and the timbre. Other than that, this earphone does perform well for the price. So this can be your excellent backup pair if you are in need of any earphone. So if you want any sort of earphone that you want to just stash into your backpack, in case if your primary IEM or truly wireless earphone fails, then this can be your best bet to buy in the market right now. So this is the review about the CVJ Stepless. I hope you like this review. If you have any doubt about this earphone, please tell in the comments and I will try to explain it to you. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching the video. I will see you in the next video talking about different products.